So, because of one woman journey into perimenopause, that's how my journey came along. That's how my story came along, the color story. For too long, perimenopause, menopause have been a stigma. No one spoke about it. No one warned us about it. The journey just started. We were just existing. We live a life day to day. We enjoyed everything. We had the best of everything. We live in a comfort zone. But who spoke to us about perimenopause? Who warned us what's going to happen to our body? Who warned us about this great transition and this great shift? No one did. So we woke up one day and realized our bodies are new. We don't understand our bodies. We can't relate to our bodies. We have no clue what's happening to our bodies. And it became scary. And that's when I knew we needed to break the stigma of perimenopause. So what I did, I created this book based on a story, which is my story. From my mother's journey to my journey. Is my body betraying me? And then I realized the men don't have a clue what's happening either. So we have husbands, don't know what's happening to our bodies. So I created the Menop Companion. So when you're reading the killer's story, your husband is reading the Menop Companion. Why? He needs to be educated what's happening to his wife. So it's not a medical book, it's a story book. And you're going to love the story. Because of one woman journey, many women is going to hear about other journeys. And in the book, it's echoes of other women, the voices of other women that went through menopause, been through menopause, and dealing with menopause. But how do we break that stigma? We look at people all over the world and we don't know what's happening. No one shared with us what's happening about perimenopause. We just wake up one day and there's a new transition, there's a shift. We don't know what's going on. The body that want to carry us no longer want to carry us. We was traveling, we was working, we were running errands up and down. What happened to us? Something happened strange. And that strange thing that happened was perimenopause. And no one spoke to us and tell us, okay, you can fix this. Not 100%, but there's a way that you can deal with what's happening with your body. No one spoke to us about it. We were just left alone in a big world with no answers. And it's somewhat scary just to deal with it because we don't know. The doctors don't know, our friends don't know. No one can tell us what happened. But we are here to break that stigma. So, is your body really betraying you? Or is it dealing with what it needs to deal with? So, the Kayla story, Is My Body Betraying Me? Is not a medical book. It's a faith-based book based on everyday lifestyle, everyday living that women are dealing with. So when you read this story, you know it's my story, it's my journey I'm sharing with you. And you're going to be able to relate to it. Why? Because you're going to see yourself in that story and in that journey. And you're not going to lose anything because you're not losing your mind, you're not losing yourself, you're just transitioning. The question is, how do you deal with the transition? Who shared with you the transition that you have to go through? You know, we got married, we go into a home, and we were told to be the best of everything in that home. But no one told us how to take care of our bodies. No one told us that we needed to rest. No one told us that we needed to ask for help. No one needed to tell us that we need to say, I can't do right now till tomorrow. So our bodies went through a shift of so many different things when we were able to do. And now we find ourselves that we are not able to do anymore. We have to pause and we ask ourselves, because we are not able to rush the body in doing what it's accustomed to, we tell ourselves something is wrong. And what is really wrong? The body needs to be healed. It's going through a healing process. And in going through that healing process, there's a lot of changes and there's a lot of shift that is taking place in our bodies. And it was very scary for me because I didn't know when to say no and I didn't know when to stop. But now I know when to say no and now I know when to stop. Whatever I'm doing and I have to stop, I stop. I leave it either for later or for the next day. I'm not ashamed. I don't feel bad. You know, once upon a time I was ashamed of not getting things done. Once upon a time, I was ashamed that things was not finishing the way it was supposed to finish because there was only one way I know it. One way I know it is that it have to be done and it needs to be done now. So the peace in us back then was making sure everything done on time, making sure that everybody praise us for the great work that we are doing. But we were hurting ourselves because we never pause. So what is happening in perimenopause? Our bodies are asking for rest. It is asking for peace. It is asking for patience. It is asking for no stress. And these are things that we was not supposed to not have and not take on earlier. So the body is maxed out of everything that it had before. Energy is low, fatigue, mood swing, brain fog. We try to remember everything for everybody. We have to remember things for the whole family, an extension, workforce, friends, family. Everybody will call on you for something because you're named woman and you was not supposed to pause and you was supposed to know. So our brain had to go over time working to remember everything for the whole household. And now our bodies are saying, I am tired. I need to be at peace. I need to relax. Please give me some rest. I can't go no more. So our bodies are just telling us we have done enough. So we find ourselves in a position where we have to stop. We have lose estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, serotonin. Our bodies are losing these things. It was always losing it. It's just that we didn't maintain it. So now comes great transition and a great shift in our bodies. And now our bodies cannot handle it because we overworked our bodies at that time when we had the energy to do everything. So the bodies are saying, no, I need to pause. I need to take it easy. I need to just stay quiet now. Give me some rest. Understand me. Learn me all over again. So don't be afraid to rest. Don't be afraid to say no. Learn your body, journal your body, understand what it wants, understand when it's saying no, understand when it's saying I need to rest, understand when it's saying no phone, no screen, no talking, no, 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 no. When understand the body is just saying peace. And when you understand that body of yours, you will realize that perimenopause is something that have to happen to us. It must happen to us. We have to deal with it, but it's how best can we deal with it. So my both books are on Amazon. Menopause: The Killer Story, Is My Body Betraying Me? And Menop Companion, for partners, husbands, and men. We created Menop so you can understand that you're not losing your wife because intimacy becomes an issue with perimenopause. And we would have noticed the divorce rate are on the horizon in perimenopause. Because if you look at the age gap that when people are getting divorced, it's at a particular time, it's a particular age. And you ask yourself, why at this age people are getting divorced? So we have come to the understanding the reason why it is starting at this particular age, there's a reason why. Because no one knows what's happening. And everybody just started a caretaker operation and movement in the whole house. So the things that was once happening cannot happen. But if we are educated and we are aware of what's happening, then we will know how to deal with it. So from my story, well, I have to say from my mother's story to my story, get it? The link is in the bio. It's on Amazon. You're going to have a good read. You're going to be blessed. All right? So until the next menopause story comes out, you have two menopause books that you can read. Menop Companion and Killer, Is My Body Betraying Me by Susan Hazel. Look forward to hearing from you on another episode of our menopause journey. Bye for